Hello.
Hi. So,
Hi.
welcome to our Q&A. I'm joined by Ash and Erin.
Hi.
And we're just gonna answer some questions. But we're also gonna be playing Twister. So, I hope that's okay. Erin is aware that she's probably going to be viewing our ass for most of this.
But don't worry, you can too.
Yeah.
But we've basically asked Erin to be a part so she could actually read out the questions from our community post. But if you also have any you would like to leave in the comments, Erin will be able to see them and yell them out to us to inflict physical pain, probably.
Yeah.
That's why is your mouth so sensitive, Ash? Hello.
Hi, Tracy.
Hi, lovely. I'm just gonna quickly share this on Twitter that we is alive, so then people know that they can come be mean to us.
And witness the chaos.
Many chaos. We probably won't be going for super duper long.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like. And what probably hold off on 2 outlandishly questions for Ash, but I'm cheap. It's up to you.
Throw them at me.
Okay, cool. So yeah, whatever you'd like to do, feel free. So we have 0 filter.
Pretty much.
Whoop. Hi, Rover. Hi, Ash.
Hi.
Thank you. It is technically my 3-year Channelvarsary, and because Ash would always play Twister with me, that's why I've decided to do this. It is our 2.5-year anniversary on Tuesday, though. So,
Yes.
2.5?
2.5.
2.5. Something
like that.
How is it only 2.5?
I know, my puns make it go so much longer.
Oh dear. It's 5 a.m. for Roro. They just woke up. Well, I hope you have an entertaining morning then. Yeah, should we do
a spin per question, or
I don't know. What do you think? What would you vote for? Erin, doing 1 spin and then answering a question, or we take it 1 spin each and then answer a question? Because most of them can be directed to both.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And then that way doing 2 sort of stretches it a little, but also then causes us physical pain trying to hold the same pose. So, which is funny for other people, not so funny for us.
Yep.
So, what do you think? What do you feel comfortable doing?
I don't mind either way. Whatever's easiest. Let's do a spin each and then a question.
Okay. That sounds good. So, yeah, I might set up a banner. So I apologize. My face is going to come significantly closer for the moment. Feel free to leave questions in the comments for Erin to yell at us.
I think there are currently 12 questions in the comments on the community post.
Yeah, so that's nice and chill. And I'm sure people will randomly think of shit.
As we go on. As they watch us bend.
Hello! We're about to get bendy. I love that I phrased it so concerningly towards you initially to request your assistance in this.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Do you care if I repeat it word for word if I can find it?
Yeah, sure.
Is there potentially a way I could corral your services for the 17th of February, or will you be sick of my face from the 11th? There is a likelihood you'll be staring at my ass more than my face, if that helps.
I
And
mean,
I'm just like, yeah, sure.
accurate, but
Oh dear. My mother is calling me. Answer, explain the situation, and I'll call you back later tonight.
Yeah.
Oi, Mama. Good. I'm currently live. We're about to play Twister and answer questions. Are you going to be free later tonight?
No, I was just wondering what stinks.
What stinks?
He said via voice message, stinks!
Stephen! Stephen!
It says stinks!
It-
What, you meant flowers?
Stephen!
Damon!
We'll have fun on the live. I'll talk to you later.
Bye!
Bye. I love that Tracy accurately sums up.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, we've got a question. We will hold it on for the questions. So Mum thought I was saying it stinks, not Stephen. And she's like, what stinks? I just wanted to know what stunk. Good job, Mum. All right,
Good job.
shall we begin?
We shall.
Is your body prepared?
No.
Cool.
I didn't even stretch.
Yeah. Do you want to like limber up or anything?
All right. Who's going first?
You can, because then you'll be in pain for longer.
Thank you for being so generous.
Wow, it's been such a long time since we've played this.
It has been. Alrighty. Starting off with left foot on blue. And so you're not staring at my butt. I'm going to come down this end.
You will also see me go like this very frequently. And I've got left hand yellow.
Smile wants to know what you're doing. They're playing Twister and also going to be answering some questions.
Woo!
And do you want your first question from?
Yes, please.
This was asked by Papa Apple or perhaps Papapple93. What book was the most unforgettable read for you? So I assume both of you probably have an answer.
Mine would have to be The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. After a long time of not like having a break between reading, it really pulled me back into reading. So it was definitely a big game changer for me.
Yeah. There are so many that have had like visceral reactions to. I'd have to say one that really just shook me to my core was Female of the Species by Mindy McGuinness. It just knocked me out of the water. And I loved it. So
I was going to be like, oh, both good answers, but you didn't actually bring me here to like give opinions.
oh,
Feel free to answer them yourself as well. More than happy.
I'm just like, should I give you like a score out of 10 for each? I was like, pretty good answer. Oh, and Tracy just asked in the comments how long it is since you last played Twister.
The last time we did it for YouTube.
Yeah, and I think that was August or October of 2021.
Yeah.
I think.
Something like that.
I think I started Cluedo right at the end of 2021.
Didn't we do a chaos round? Like
Oh, we
randomly
did.
in the middle?
Yeah, we did do a chaos round somewhere. safely at least 8 months. It's
Yeah.
been,
That's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
well,
You've kind of been doing twisters since you've been doing yoga.
that's true.
Yeah.
It's just solo twister.
Yeah, it's also just like, this is not a fun game for us outside of having a purpose. Like, we'd rather do something else
Yeah.
together. But I'm sure
the pugs.
yeah, I'm sure you would be fine if I was like, hey, Bob, do you want to play Naked Twister?
Sure.
You would be down.
We'll just put the board on the bed and away we go.
But anyway, you want to spin?
All right. What's that? Left foot? Oh, that's right on the line, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd go right hand red.
Right hand red. Okay.
Nice. We needed to have like
Theme music going.
yeah, elevator music. All right, so I got left hand again on blue. So I'm just gonna go hello. All right.
All right. Liv from Endless Pages asked, what's a book that you have loved that Ash wasn't a fan of, and vice versa?
I wouldn't say like I loved it, but I loved it a lot more than he did, and that was Ariadne by Jennifer Saint.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Very true.
I just didn't really read into it that much, but Ash really had a different perspective being a male, and just
Look, it was the first 3/4 of it were great. And then it just became really preachy.
and I just didn't really notice the preach because I'm like, yes, female empowerment, woohoo!
It just it lost all sense of its plot and just became really gender bashing. And
Yeah.
I
And as the gender it was bashing,
even so, it just
I didn't
there
notice
wasn't,
it at all.
to me it wasn't like female empowerment, yes,
Yeah.
but gender equality, no.
Well, okay, so Ash just hates women, obviously.
I
That's
don't
what
know.
we're getting from this, right? Noting it down, yeah.
What is a book that you love that I've hated?
I don't know. What? Say it. Say one that you haven't liked that I love.
I don't dislike it. I just don't love it as much as you do.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't make it past Tom Bombadil, you probably shouldn't be reading it.
I made it past it. I just fell asleep through multiple sections of it.
You probably fell asleep through Tom Bombadil, and that's why you made it through.
Yeah, I was listening to the audio book and not having a great time. I can appreciate what it did for the genre. It's just not the right book for me to fall in love with fantasy through.
Yeah.
Like Name of the Wind and Robin Hobb cemented my love of fantasy.
No,
Lord of the
no.
Rings nearly destroyed it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, shit, maybe this isn't the genre for me. But again, I still like it. I just didn't love it. And I don't know, would you say you loved it?
Oh, I mean, I do love it.
Yeah.
But it's still not the best, so I can understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Because it can be very slow. It is really so meticulously written and everything spelled out, and you're not allowed to have your own fantasy element to it because it's his fantasy.
And fair, an author's entitled to their own work.
Yeah.
So Paige has no respect for genre classics, and that's what we're noting from that. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you wanted me to give commentary for your answers,
Thank
right?
you.
Just the least charitable interpretation of every possible answer. That's
fine. I love
that's
it.
what I'm here for, yeah.
I'm here for it too. I enjoy it. All right. I'm doing another spin. Hopefully I can be in a more comfortable position.
Left hand blue.
I'm staying right where I am.
All right, and mine is right foot green. Did you just see my knee?
Yes, I heard your knee just crack.
I'm so concerned for like everyone to hear my body just collapse on me.
Just break.
Cool. I am comfortable.
I would have already given up. Um, so in the comments, Tracy's actually asked, is there a book either of you have read that you wish you hadn't wasted your time on? I assume the answer is lots, but does one stand out?
Fuck. Look, I wish I hadn't read the 50 Shades, but the one I truly, deeply regret is Women Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, Men Are From Mars. That was just some absolute bullshit. At least 50 Shades was like a train wreck and slightly horrible, but
we got some good commentary from it.
and it was funny. Like, it was painfully funny. But Men is just a sexist piece of shit.
Mine would have to be Mr. Cadmus by Peter Ackroyd. I bought it as a magpie buy because it had a pretty cover and it looked nice, and I read it, and it just was terrible. Like, it lost sight of its plot after 60 pages. It completely tried to send a message that it wasn't started, like the message it didn't start with, and then it just completely lost where it was going. And it was only 180 pages. And
wow.
Like, for a short story like that to just constantly shift where it was going throughout, it made no sense.
Yeah.
The only other one I would say that for would be The Betrayals by Bridget Collins.
Hey, I thought you were going to say Cobalt Blue.
Oh, no, because that was fun.
Yeah, you made it entertaining to read.
Yeah. Would not recommend anyone read it unless you are doing an over-dramatic reading of Cobalt Blue.
But Betrayals.
But Betrayals was just... It just had this overarching plot point that was never, ever explained.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, this is the key feature of the book. Also, I don't know what the key feature is, but it's the key feature of the book. You're just going to have to interpret it the way I'm interpreting it by reading my mind.
How much pain are you in?
As in, at my ankle, my knee is the sorest part. And my pelvis.
And your brain?
There's a lot of blood in there at the moment looking downwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
But, yeah, they're the two standout ones for me.
I don't really have a strong opinion about either of these answers. I don't have anything funny to say, so I guess we'll move on.
Welcome, Bubba. Left hand yellow.
Okay, we're getting closer.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
I'm swapping knees, that's why.
Yeah, clever.
By the way, Tracy says The Betrayals is on their TBR.
Oh. You poor thing.
So I got right hand green, so I'm just gonna
Lean back.
lean back. Yeah. Go.
Ash from Ash's Adventures in Booklands in the comments says, what's a book that you wish you could read again for the first time?
Matilda.
Read again for the first time. I'd probably go The Name of the Wind, just so I could feel the same feelings that I felt. I can words.
Words.
I just said the same word 4 times. Yeah, it would have to be Name of the Wind and Wise Man's Fear again to just experience it again for the first time, and hopefully it might spur on him to write the last one. Maybe.
Yeah, keep hoping.
Yeah,
I'm praying.
crying. Yes.
And Meredith just is popping in from work and asking, does pineapple belong on a pizza? Bye.
Yes.
Yes, I enjoy pineapple on a pizza.
Me too. That is the only pizza I bought for many, many years.
What?
It's
Just
a much
pineapple?
less controversial question in Australia.
Yes. But we're just like, yeah, cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it really bad? I need to poop.
It's probably
Especially in that pose.
I know, it's so bad. I'm like, oh no! Would you like to spin before I shit myself? We still have
it
like
makes it funnier.
9 more questions to get through. Left-hand yellow.
Oh, that's a yellow, not a green. Okay, I'll back up one.
Left-hand green. I'm just gonna go here. Okay.
K-Beth Bookish asked, have you ever buddy read together, and what was your and that's a separate question. Have you ever buddy read together? Oh wait, it's a 2-part question. Sorry, I'm an idiot. I don't know why you asked me to do this. Have you ever buddy read together, and what was your favorite/least favorite if you've done it multiple times?
We've only done it the once, haven't we?
What did we read?
I was gonna say the second one, to Hell's Library.
Oh yeah. Yes. Like technically we sort of do the whole I'll read this and then you read it and tell me what you think about it, and then it is like 30 years later and then we finally get to it.
Yeah, because
like
we
Priory.
have Priory and Clara and the Sun. Before the Coffee Gets Cold. Like, we've read a lot of the same books, but they're usually separated.
And we read it on the recommendation of we want to read this together, but just not, it doesn't end up being at the same time.
Yeah.
So yes.
Mhm.
But oh god, what is it? Library of the Unwritten.
Yeah.
I can only think the God of Lost Words. What's the second one called?
Oh no.
Considering it's one of our favorite series,
And we
it's not
can't
good.
remember. There's too much blood in my brain.
And I'm too blind to be able to read it from here.
The Forgotten Archive of the Forgotten.
There you go. So yes, that was our favorite and only one that we've actually done together.
Yeah. Because we were like on separate couches reading it at the same time.
Aww.
Would you like to?
Okay.
Right hand yellow. That's it.
Hey there.
Hi.
Gonna be tails.
Right hand red. Sure, we can do that.
Alright.
This is a
So
much
this-
more.
So this question comes from someone called Shivers and Shelves.
I don't know.
What would a perfect day look like for you? How much of it would you spend reading?
Probably about 6 hours. I couldn't do the whole day reading. Like I've done that before and I just get distracted and then jump on my phone.
Yeah. I'd probably read for a good 3 to 4 hours.
Mhm.
Mostly like 2 hours in bed in the morning and then 2 hours in the afternoon
That sounds good.
with a cold beer in my head. Yeah.
I'd probably like to spend the day just chilling and sort of not having any obligations. So just floating around, reading, gaming, and just unwinding. Maybe doing a little bit of bookshop shopping.
Yeah, more book shopping and sitting down and playing some video games.
You probably want a band too.
Well, yeah, there's that too. That you've got to schedule that in there. That's like the only obligation.
Yes. Go!
All right.
I am in a significant
That was
more amount of pain.
pathetic.
Left foot green.
Left foot green. Where was my right hand? Was it on green or yellow?
I don't know.
Yeah, let's go yellow.
Left hand red or right foot blue?
I'm gonna say left hand red.
I use it bridge pose. This is nice. Until the blood goes to my head.
Ash asks, is there a book that made you rage quit because of how crappy it was?
Yes, as stated before, men are from Mars and women are from Venus.
I've never seen you tear pages out of a book before until that book.
Yeah, I actually ripped pages out of that book. Okay, my body says no.
Oh no.
Oh, shit.
We haven't done that for a while, have we?
No.
I would probably say I really don't rage quit books that often, but what if I left completely unread because I don't plan on ever going back to it?
I can't remember you rage quitting over anything. Not in the time we've been together. Oh.
Ooh. Oh. I really wasn't a big fan of Dracula, honestly. I did stick it out, but I almost rage quit it so many times. I'd like to go back and reread it though, because I was in my very teen angsty phase and was like, oh, this is terrible, but everything was terrible, so it's hard to gauge how I would see it now. Yeah.
Do we just want to get some chairs? Or do you want to keep going?
If you're too sore, then
My leg was about to collapse.
okay. That's, you take my chair over.
I was just going to pull the couch.
Oh, you're just gonna pull the couch over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Throw the twister mat in the garbage. Never again.
Sweet merciful Jesus. All right.
Much better.
Oh, that's so much better. Cool.
Now you're on the question couch with Paige and Ash.
Yeah.
I feel like now we're doing a in conversation with.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. That was not fun on my calf.
I'm feeling how I felt after walking through this zoo.
Yeah. Ash had a minor,
Calf tear.
yeah.
Oh god.
Sorry, not as bad as that, but I'm definitely no, I'm not putting myself through that.
Otherwise, you will end up at that point.
Yeah.
Booktubers on booktubers. I like it. We'll start a new segment.
All right.
Definitely played way longer than I would have been able to.
We didn't even make it half an hour.
No.
But I'm also my intestinal tract is hating me right now. So I'm yeah, nah.
Gonna end up pooping.
Yeah. I honestly just want to run away and come back. But I'm nah, we'll be right. But anyway, if I sit like a man, it's because I'm trying to get comfortable. And then Ash is looking all delicate with his ankles crossed. There you go. All right. What's our next question, moderator?
Tracy asked, is there a book that you put off reading because you were afraid it wouldn't live up to the hype?
Many. So many that I do this all the time and can't specify.
Here's a modification of the question. Is there a book right now that comes to mind that you are currently putting off because you're afraid it won't live up to the hype?
I keep putting off Amari, but that's more just like I'm just a destructible being. What am I putting off? Yeah, probably Amari. I'm worried it's not going to live up to my hype of the first one.
I've put off the Throne of Glass series a whole bunch. I've been recommended it by so many people.
By Sarah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
So many people have said to read it, and I've read like 3 chapters of it and was kind of bored.
Yeah.
And so I have technically just been putting this off forever. And it's like, it gets good eventually.
Yeah, but you're going to read through like 3 books to get to the good shit, apparently.
Yeah, that's probably not going to live up to the hype.
Okay. At least I've got...
We can buddy read it.
Yeah, we can do that one day.
Yeah.
We can do a series together. Now that the new covers are out, they look really pretty.
Yeah, I like those. Whew.
Any others that you can think of?
Yeah, that probably isn't going to live up to the...
I was worried Day wouldn't live up to Priory.
Oh, Day, Fall, and Night. Yeah.
That it was on par.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm worried that her other series isn't going to be as good now.
which one? The Bone Season.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like it was hyped in the heyday,
Right.
but now it's not as
Not
popular.
really talked about.
But I mean, we're doing it for Bookstaros, so I'll answer your question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if any others. I can't think of. I don't have anticipated releases anymore.
Tracy, speaking of someone 4 books into Throne of Glass, won't live up to the hype.
She speaks the truth. Yeah.
I haven't read it, although I might have at some point. My Goodreads says that I have read some of those books, but I haven't given them a rating, and I don't have any memory of reading them. It was would have been years ago. I just based on how hyped they are and what I've read from Sarah Janet, probably just impossible to live up to that amount of hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I didn't like the thing I read from Sarah Janet.
Yeah. I like her stuff, but I don't know. I don't feel one way or the other. I'm going to have to bail out for a moment.
Oh, okay.
Are you...
I'll answer some questions, and
Sweet.
then we'll...
Reconvene.
You're on with not Paige on Pages with Paige.
Oh, do you want to answer this question? What has been the most rewarding aspect of being a booktuber?
Well, it's obviously the just being known as you walk down the street. Oh my god, it is Pages with Paige's boyfriend.
Yeah, just constantly mobbed by your fans.
Yeah, just I have to do autographs while I'm trying to work, and it's
That must be really hard, yeah.
But I can tell you the most rewarding thing about being a bookseller.
That's a good one to answer.
Honestly, it's probably one of the best retail jobs I've ever worked in because I get to be around the thing I love all day, every day.
The bar for retail jobs is not particularly high.
No, but right, and I've had some pretty traumatic experiences, but it's like easily, it doesn't feel like a chore to get up and go to work every day. I mean, there are some days, obviously, but that's
Yeah.
with everything. And I mean, the discount's pretty sweet too.
Nice.
Gotta fund that habit.
But then I would imagine also the temptation of being around books all the time.
Yeah.
If you ever are like, I'm not going to buy books, is that possible?
It's like I've seen this book so many times today that it's calling to me. Except it does it for a week straight. It's like sitting there going, "Please take me home. No one's buying me. Please take me home." Fine.
Ash in the comments says, I agree with Ash. The bookstore would be an absolute dream to work in.
It is. Very
So
much.
you have an Ash alliance on
Ash's
best retail
belong in
job.
bookstores.
Clearly.
Clearly.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we've scientifically proven that with this survey that has been conducted here.
We have such a large
sample size, yeah.
Ashes.
100% of the Ashes here think that working in a bookstore is dream
job for Ashes.
Yeah.
100% Ashes surveyed.
Ash says retail just sucks in general, let's be honest, and that's coming from someone who's worked in retail since 2009.
Same. Yeah, been in retail since I left school, which was also 2009. So, yeah.
I haven't worked retail since like 2006. That was the last time I worked retail. Because I'm old.
Yeah. I went from retail to hospitality, back to retail, and did a trade for a little while, and that didn't work out because my boss was not a great boss and didn't file paperwork that he was meant to. And then went back to retail.
Meg says, I miss working in a bookstore. The one that I worked at was just seasonally, unfortunately. I've been in retail since 2004. A lot of retail workers here.
Yes, collective feeling of pain. We got you. We got you, booze. We understand.
I feel like I'm not entitled to join in because it's been so long since I worked in retail. Because I'm.
You worked in it. You've always worked in it.
Yeah. I feel like it does. Like, I feel like everyone should have to work in like either retail or like hospitality, or both. Just like so everyone has ingrained that's like, oh, that's a shit job. You should not just be a dick to people.
Mm-hmm. And she's back.
Hi.
Welcome back.
I'm no longer in pain. This is nice.
This is glorious.
Okay. I can focus again. This is great.
The original question was...
what's the most rewarding aspect of being a booktuber?
Oh!
I answered it very well.
I'm sure you did. I did not doubt that for a second, and I'm so concerned what's now publicly live. For me, it's hard because like I've unintentionally isolated myself from the community for the past little while. I've just been so busy that I haven't really made time to hang out with the people that I love that I've met through doing BookTube, but it definitely is the community and the people that you get to meet and how much fucking fun you get to have with utter chaos and being able to do shit like this and just being like, nah, I'm going to shit myself and tear my calf, so we're just going to change to the couch instead. Like,
Mhm.
and then, you know, like my birthday live and getting to see so many amazing people from all over the world that just want to chill the fuck out and talk about books. Like, it's such a great and really lovely thing that you can foster a network of people like you and your love of reading. And that makes me happy. And then, you know, getting to play Twister with this fella and hitting him in the nuts was really a highlight of my booktube career.
Of course.
That makes one of us.
It was also the highlight of my views as well.
almost most views.
Almost. My unhaul technically has my most amount of views. Also figuring out how I want to be as a reader through doing booktube. Like, I don't think I would have deep dived as much into the books that I read and what I want to read and doing a TBR game. Like, there's no fucking way I'd do a TBR game if I wasn't putting it out for people. But I love doing it now that I've done it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Definitely, like, the community is my number one. Because I've made so many amazing friends and connections and experiences and memories. But also, like, there are other things that are also pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
I hope that was okay.
It's a good answer.
It's a very heartfelt answer.
But also, Tracy says, yes, that was a funny moment. I assume referring to the sack tap.
See? It was a tap. Ash said that I, like, really hammed it down, but I didn't. I softly grazed your balls, just at a really bad angle.
Your hand was slapping.
Stroking. With speed.
A tap, a brutal mutilation. Who can say?
Yeah, it's same.
It was like one of those really quick flicks.
It was. It was just the tip of my finger, but it was enough to send pain through your entire body.
Yep.
That really was a funny moment. That is one of the highlights of doing booktube. I'm a malicious girlfriend. It's fine.
Anyway, what is your favorite genre to read?
Ooh. Did you already answer this?
No.
What's yours? Because mine's going to take some more thinking.
It's really shifted over time. Like, while I very much am a hardcore fantasy buff and love reading fantasy books, I really started leaning into more contemporary fiction recently. A lot of Japanese translations.
But they also have a fantastical element to them most of the time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't find it's just straight translated Japanese fiction. It's translated Japanese
Obscurist.
fiction. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very niche, but, like, if it works for you.
Yeah.
But then, you know, you also have Clara and the Sun that is definitely more leaning on the contemporary sci-fi rather than fantasy.
Yeah.
That's not translated Japanese fiction. He's an Englishman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I forget that.
Lots of people do. I notice, like, I signed up for, like, last year a translated book challenge on the Storygraph, and I saw that someone, like, and it was specifically, like, the different prompts, like, the thing that you needed to do to fill it was, like, it had to be a book that was translated into another language from the first language it was written in, and the first language that it was written in could not be English. And Clara and the Sun was one of the ones, and then, like, a few other Ishiguro books. And it's like, he's very British.
Very.
It's like, I know he has a Japanese name, but he is very British.
He's incredibly British. It's there's another one there. Like, even Rebecca Kwong's incredibly British. She studied at Oxford, but she was a Chinese national, but all of her books have been written in English first.
Yeah.
Like Babel was almost a telling of how she moved from Canton to England, but obviously not as brutal for her.
Also, probably not with the magical element.
Well, yeah, you never know. She might have been doing some silver working. You never know what they do in Britain. These British people.
Yeah.
We're too far down under to be able to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Britain doesn't exist, just like Australia doesn't exist to them.
Yeah. Yeah, like Babel was just a nonfiction like memoir, right? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I struggled to define what my genre is because I will read fantasy and predominantly read fantasy, but majority of my favorite books are hard-hitting contemporaries. Like obviously there's the exceptions like Library, which has a semi-contemporary setting.
Yeah.
Malice and Cryer's War, but everything else on my shelf is
hard-hitting contemporaries.
Or
smut.
Yeah, or smut. But like, so that's like my 3 5 stars. I really should do a 5-star audit and see like the books that I've given 5 stars over the past couple of years, where they fall and what they are. But I just love books that make me think
and feel.
Yeah, if I cry, like 5 stars.
Well, that's why I recommended books to you that made me cry.
I know. I need to get my hands on Nothing to See Here. That made you cry, didn't it?
It did, and it made me cry on reread as well.
Nice.
But like, it's a happy, like, you know, like it's the kind of cry that you do like towards the end of a movie where things are like,
yeah,
it's all gonna be okay.
Yeah,
it's that kind of cry.
I cried in Clara and the Sun twice.
I think. Did I cry?
I don't think you did.
I got teary.
No,
but
I'm just an emotional person.
I know. So much more emotional than me.
You're just a
You should also read Nothing to See Here, Ash. Like,
yeah,
the one with the fire kid on fire and it's their pants.
Oh yeah, Kevin Wilson.
Yeah. I need to read his new one.
Sounds good.
Right there.
I can see it right there.
It's just like the tower of like unreads are like judging me. I can feel them, and now I feel like because it's like sitting on top of the other books because I meant to read it as soon as I got it and then I didn't. I feel like it's judging me for like talking about like his previous book.
It's all right. It won't eat you just yet.
Mm-hmm.
If
it becomes sentient, the tower will topple forward.
Watch out.
Do you prefer ebooks, audiobooks, or physical books?
I prefer doing immersion reading, which is reading the audiobook alongside the physical book. If I had to pick one, I genuinely don't know right now because I've just finished A Day of Fallen Night, which was 800 plus pages of physically reading because there wasn't an audiobook out for it, and I struggled. I really loved it, but I struggled to read it, whereas I feel like if I was listening to an audiobook, just a straight audiobook like Animorphs, it's a lot easier. But at the same time, I'm never going to just give up and exclusively listen to audiobooks rather than read a physical book. I don't know. That's hard.
I feel like I retain more from reading a physical book. I've definitely started leaning a little bit more towards the audiobooks lately, just so I can do other things. Like I'm finding myself time-starved, but needing to read books for work and things like that that the audiobooks have really given me that extra time, and I can really appreciate what audiobooks do. But I still think I retain more memory and have fonder memories of everything that I do physically read. And that's probably why I would make it my preferred method.
I'm also like the same. Like my retention rate just listening to a straight audiobook is practically non-existent.
Yeah.
Even if I've slowed it down to like a sensible speed.
Chipmunk.
Yeah, I'd probably say physical, but if I can do the physical or audiobook combination, there is no way that I will not.
I think if the question is your preferred way of reading, then it should be able to have both.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, do you prefer?
Yeah.
Though, if you want a question that asks for more of a choice, there's this related question from someone else that says, if you were cursed so every physical book you ever touched would feel sticky, would you switch entirely to ebooks or nah? Who knows who asked that strange question?
Oh, I can't think of anyone. Well, for me, I just wear gloves.
Do the gloves turn sticky because you're holding a book?
Yeah, then it's a whole hand stickiness.
Ugh,
You're encased in stickiness.
Okay, if that's happening, then
Oh, my job would suck. Like, I'm not even reading it. It's just picking up a book makes my hands sticky.
I'd probably move to ebooks. Oh,
That's gross. Just thinking.
It is gross.
yeah.
What a strange question that someone would pose.
Oh, yeah. Very, very strange. Can't imagine who in the world would pose that. Also, because you're like a textural.
Yeah.
You don't do, but that's more eating things.
But still, even I would not be comfortable.
If it's sticky, like that's next level of concern.
Ick.
Yeah.
It definitely puts the ick in sticky.
The person who asked this question probably has some textural icks that cause them to think of this.
Like there are some book covers that have that, like there's a particular kind of coating on them that I don't like. And so I just rest the book on a pillow while I'm reading it and then flip the pages.
Is it the like kind of rubbery velvety one? Like I feel like it's meant to like kind of be velvety, but it's like rubberized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the one.
Adrian tried to like sand a coating off a book for me once because I was distressed by it.
That's sweet.
It didn't really work, but it didn't work. But
at least the thought
we
was
experimented with it. Yeah.
If I covered it in clear contact, would it be okay? Like if I library booked every book, would they be sticky?
They'd stick through the contact and then the contact would make them extra sticky.
Yeah, I think that it would be like you could maybe delay the stickiness, but like the stickiness would somehow like seep through any material that you put on it.
That's depressing. That's where I would, if it was possible for the delay, wear like super thick gloves so then you can at least shelve them, because the delay is going to come from the individual book. Mm-hmm. So you can pick it up and put it on the shelf and your hand will be okay.
And then you can have pretty shelves that are untouched and no broken spines and no dog-eat pages, but you still get to read the book with the ebook.
Mm.
We've got workarounds.
We figured things out.
What author have you read all the books they've written?
Roald Dahl. I think that's actually it.
I haven't successfully made it through every book of any author so far.
Yeah, because you haven't read The Lightning Tree, have you?
No.
And he has other random ones, doesn't he?
He has comics.
Yeah,
he has
yeah.
kids' books. He has like teenage adventure books.
I'm sure there is others. Like
A debut author that I've
Yeah.
read through. Yeah.
like literally just read the first book and they
Haven't
don't
done it.
have any others.
Oh, technically, Ennis Chetic.
Oh,
however
yes,
you pronounce it.
Sadvertising.
Sadvertising. That was pretty funny.
What about Everyone in My Family's Killed Someone?
No, Benjamin Stevenson had 2 books before that.
Bridget Collins?
No, because technically that's a pseudonym.
Um,
Like, she has another author name.
I'm trying to think of my standalone list. I'm not sure if Nina Varela has released anything else other than the Cryers War duology, but I've read both of those. Same with Heather Walter. I don't think she's got anything else out at the moment, but I've read the Malice duology.
Yeah. I can't think of.
I've got a couple, but
You've got a couple. Yeah, I can't think of anything else that I've
I can't think
read
of any
all
that,
of their
yeah.
books. Because even Chris Flynn has the kids' books.
Yeah.
that I have
They
read.
look so cool.
They are.
We should get the dinosaur one.
We should get both the dinosaur ones.
Okay.
He's got
You like dinosaurs.
I like dinosaurs.
Who doesn't like dinosaurs? They're fun.
They are.
Tracy asks, what author would you like to be the last book you read from before you die?
Patrick Rothfuss finally revealing Doors of Stone on my deathbed.
And then it turns out there's supposed to be another one.
No, he said that he finishes on the trilogy,
I know.
no matter what.
But that's fun. It would be funny if he then was like, psych!
He said he was gonna extend the universe out, but
That makes sense.
you can't even finish the one book. So
What author? I have the last book I would like to read, but it's obviously going to be one that I read a lot earlier than that because I really want to get to it. But I think it would just be funny if I read Stiff by Mary Roach, which is a humorous science book on human bodies and cadavers.
cadavers.
So
Or any like Caitlin Doty's work.
Reading one of those before I die, like as the last book I read, I think that would be kind of funny.
Yeah.
Would make a great video concept.
Yeah,
Reading books about death on my deathbed.
Yeah. Someone else would have to edit it for me though.
Yeah.
Mrs. Death.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The book
It's
thief.
a good one.
Yeah.
I've already read it, but I'd reread it. So yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
I would like to do something like that.
Something like that.
Obviously, I never would because I don't go towards nonfiction with a 20-foot pole. So the last thing I want to read as I'm dying is a nonfiction. But
It was like when I was in emergency after being diagnosed with diabetes after my blood sugars went through the roof and they put me in emergency. I was sitting there on my Nintendo Switch playing Graveyard Keeper. Because if you're going to play anything in the emergency ward while staying overnight, might as well.
Why not? Yeah.
no harm, no foul.
Keep it thematic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meg asks, was there a certain book that helped you fall in love with a certain genre that you previously weren't sure about?
I still don't really dabble in the mystery thriller section, but A Kind Worth Killing and then I Let You Go. Yeah, I Let You Go by Claire McIntosh really showed me that there is a chance for me to like it because I didn't really like the to be fair, both of those are like domestic ones, but like just it never really appealed to me with doing the mystery thrillers and the missing people and all of that. But then those ones were like, yeah, this is good. I like this.
Actually, very similar answer. Crime mystery. Like, I've never really read them. I always tend to shy away from them. A lot of them I have considered like commercial or very generic fiction in the past, because a lot of them just use the same formula over and over. But you see that with a lot of the big authors like James Patterson and David Baldacci. And then I picked up Benjamin Stevenson's Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone, and I absolutely loved it. It was witty. It didn't take itself too seriously. It followed more of a classic mystery kind of deal, and it had a set of rules at the front that were the 12 commandments of mystery writing from like 1935. And he's basically gone on to say, if you're going to write a successful mystery novel, this is what it needs. And then constantly refers back to it as you go through the book. And it's like, remember I said this? And you're just like, yeah, I remember. Then you get to the book and went, oh, how did I miss that? He literally said at the front of the book that to be careful of what you like, be careful of the certain details. And it was really good. It really threw me, and I wasn't expecting it to be what it was.
I would really like you to tackle House of Leaves.
Mel's just finished it, actually.
Did she enjoy it?
She thought it was amazing. So, I
thought it was overhyped.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. But I have a recommendation. Combining the mystery with the translated Japanese fiction, there are a bunch of like this sort of like subgenre of Japanese mysteries that are like sort of like puzzle box mysteries. And like there are like more of them being translated. A lot of them were written in sort of there's a lot from like the 60s and stuff. I have purchased a lot of them that I haven't read, but like the Decagon House Murders, and
we saw that while I was in Sydney.
Yeah, we took a photo of it.
Yeah. Adrian read the Tokyo House Murders last year and really wants me to read it. And that also, like, it gives you like all of the clues and sort of like, and then like explains how you could have like figured, and like gives you he actually gives you a chance to be like, have you worked it out now? I've like told you everything that you need to work it out. Have you worked it out? And just like, yeah. But yeah, these puzzle box mysteries where you do actually get the clues, but like they're still like they're so brilliant that you probably won't crack it, but like you get to the end and you're like, oh, that's brilliant. So yeah, try some of the like, I can't remember what the name of the like subgenre is. Like there's like a name for it in Japanese, but yeah, there are a bunch of those, and in particular, what is the imprint? Pushkin Vertigo has been publishing a bunch of them.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I'll have to have a look at a few more of them. Like, as I said, we saw a couple while I was in Sydney, so I'll definitely have to.
We went into Kino.
Nice.
Go through and double check what ones we can get in and
do it.
Yeah, I feel like that. I'm just like, I can see like a recommendation pairing. Like, try those.
Try that. Erin is very good with try that.
Mm-hmm.
I read very broadly.
You should work in a bookstore.
I hate people. Do you? Oh no, we did that one. Oh, this is kind of. I feel like we've already covered this one of, do you prefer to read physical books or listen to audiobooks? That was kind of already...
Both.
Yeah. There was the ones that I asked yesterday of if you had to unhaul one of your Roald Dahl books, which one would it be?
The twits.
And if you had to unhaul 3 of your most anticipated reads, which would they be?
I don't even know what I want to read next. Ooh. No, because technically I don't own those. So, like the ones I'm probably most excited for are Amari, The Bookshop at the Back of Beyond, and what's another book I'm excited to read? I don't know.
I don't know. Like as I
got 2.
as I said when Paige brought this up from earlier today, was
I wanted him to not faint on camera.
yeah. The thing is, like, my most anticipated haven't been released yet.
And that's the same as Tracy said in Radiant Sin. And I'm like, well, I don't own it. Like, my next anticipated would be my next Katie Robert, but I don't own any next Katie Robert because I read it in January. But, like, if I couldn't buy them, that would hurt.
Yeah.
That would actually hurt, not being able to buy, like, Radiant Sin or the Kraken Sacrifice or, like, that would cause me pain.
If I had to get rid of something I actually owned, it would be The Proof to Day of Fallen Night, because it comes out at the end of the month and I can just rehaul it with the pretty cover.
Sneaky.
I have 2 on my desk. These would be pretty hard for me to deal with.
You bought?
I've read Into the Riverlands. I read it recently. And
my copy only just arrived recently, even though it's been out for months.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered it. Didn't turn up.
Who knows? Yeah, and I'm interested in Now She Is Witch, and like that's my most recently bought. So that would kind of be a bitch having to unhaul that.
Yeah, because you
straight
only
away.
just purchased it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Kirsty Logan so much.
I don't think I've read anything by them before.
I've read her short story collection that has a long title that is really it's a short story collection with a title that's similar to a short story collection by Mariana Enriquez. Probably begins with Things. They both begin with Things. Oh, I can't see it.
Oh, Hello Fresh is coming tomorrow.
What?
Things We Lost in the Dark. Things We Say in the Dark. Things We Say in the Dark. And then the Mariana Enriquez is Things We Lost in the Fire. Really wonderful queer feminist horror short stories.
I was going to ask, is she queer?
Yeah.
Yeah. She, they, them?
I think she.
Cool.
Yeah. I follow her on Twitter, and I've bought so many books that, like, she's, like, tweeted about, like, endorsed, and I'm like, okay, well, obviously I'll buy it, because, like, she tweets about a lot of, like, lesbian horror authors, so I'm like, yeah, of course. Of course I'll buy that. Yes, of course. Anything you say, Kirsty Logan.
I should give that to you and see how you go.
What's that?
Lesbian horror.
It can't be any worse than Lesbian Necromancers in Space.
Have you read?
No, I haven't read it yet,
Okay.
but
I unhauled it and sent it to Brady.
oh, okay.
Gideon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I can always pick it up at work. We've got it.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize you wanted to keep it.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm not actively seeking out reading it.
Okay, cool. I read it when I was working at QBD, and the store manager Paige, she was like next level obsessed. And
All
then
of the fans of it are.
yeah. Revive from what is their new channel name? They've rebranded and I can't remember their new channel name. But they also like went and got a tattoo with the skull on it and they were just hyping it up. And I felt afraid to say I actually was confused the entire time reading this and didn't enjoy it as much as I'm going to pretend that I did. It was still good and I liked it, but I didn't love it. And Paige scared me enough to say that I loved it when I know.
When I was talking to the rep from Pan Macmillan about Nona the Night, is that the latest one?
Yeah.
When I was talking to her about it being released, apparently, after its release when she came up for the Christmas thing.
She was lovely.
She's amazing.
Sorry, continue.
She was saying that at one of the stores that get, like, they order 70 copies for release day and they sell out. They order as many as they can get and they sell out.
That's crazy.
The people show up in costume for it. It's crazy the dedication of these fans.
Yeah. But as long as they have something to enjoy, like I'm glad that they like it.
It's like a Star Wars movie coming out and everyone showing up to the cinema dressed as all the different characters.
Yeah.
There are so many worse series to be a huge fan of.
100%. Like, at least it's a decent series.
Yeah.
A decent author, I think. Please tell me she hasn't done anything problematic recently.
I don't think so. And she's a New Zealander, which really comes through in the humor, I think.
That explains it a lot. Yeah.
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 Amy said, okay, if you had to unhaul 3 of your best books, what would they be? Like your favorites that you've read?
I've got like 6 copies of Name of the Wind, so I'm sure I can justify getting rid of one of them.
You'd still just repurchase it the second after you unhaul it. You'd put it in a free little library, walk away, and come back the next day and take it back.
See if it's still there.
I'd probably do one of my editions of Matilda because
the one that's literally falling to pieces.
No, I could never get rid of that. That's my reader's copy.
Yeah, right.
One of the ones that are just regular. Probably library. So then it's in our library, the written by A.J. Hackworth, because then it's in circulation and Ash still has a copy.
Mm-hmm. I unhaul Clara and the Sun so I can get matching B formats with all the
I love our workarounds.
with the current matching covers that they now do because they didn't release matching trade paperbacks.
And my third one, like if it's literally we have to unhaul our favorite books, it would have to be A Heart in the Body and the World by Deb Coletti, which in all technicality I have unhauled once before because my friend borrowed my copy with all my tabs in it and never gave it back. And so I ended up crying and buying a new copy when I found it in the bookstore. Well, technically my sister bought it for me because I couldn't justify the price. So she's like, I can see you're getting so emotional over this. Well, that was right? Yeah. So she got it for me.
Amy has clarified that you have to unhaul all of your copies.
Oh, okay.
Well, obviously my 13 copies of Matilda
are not getting unhauled.
No, if it's my favorite. Mm-hmm. Like the question is, your 3 of your best books.
If you had to, what would they be?
Yeah, so it'd be Matilda.
But you don't have to choose of your. Like,
what?
You don't have to choose your favorite book. It's just one of your favorites, or 3 of your favorites.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but if I was being malicious to myself.
Oh, well, if you're going to be malicious to yourself, and
I'd clear off a whole fucking shelf.
I know you'd make more space.
Heart in the Body and the World, and yeah. Like, I don't want to say library anymore then if I can't.
Because you got to get rid of all the copies.
Yeah, and the pretty covers. So
I'm kind of imagining that this is like something you're doing in devotion to like a capricious literary god, that like you have to make this like genuine sacrifice in order for like good books to continue to be published in the world. So like it does have to like really hurt and like be
But by unhauling my copy of Library, I'm then forcing Ash to unhaul his copy because both of our copies will go. But should I say The God of Lost Words? Because that's no, because you haven't read it yet.
I'm still part of the way through it.
Yeah, so that's not.
But I had this.
But I was going to say the third one because getting rid of the first ones, like I'd just end up unhauling the rest of the series eventually anyway. Because I'm not going to have it if I don't have the first book that I love with my heart and soul.
Well, then you can just get rid of all three of those books and their individual books, so that counts.
Yeah.
We'll still work around it.
But then it's not a genuine sacrifice. And we won't be able to save the literary gods.
Well, I was going to give up all my copies of Priory of the Orange Tree.
You only have one.
I now have two.
You have two, actually, yeah.
I would give up Clara and the Sun. And I would actually give up...
Go and do it. Rip the Band-Aid off.
I can't. But you...
It's not a meaningful sacrifice if you don't do it.
Like, this is, like, you have to do this, otherwise, like, no good books will be ever published again.
Well,
and Doors of Stone will never be published.
If Doors of Stone is never going to be published because of it, I'd give up Name of the Wind.
Because we can always read them from the library.
Yeah, and I don't have to reread it to...
Yeah, but if you felt like it.
I was going to say I would give up The Binding.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I loved that book.
You really did. You were so disappointed by the betrayals.
Yes.
Because
Second book syndrome.
But yeah, I took the easy route of just ripping the Band-Aid off. It hurt.
And yes, Amy, you might be a capricious book god. Yeah, I just wanted to make sense of like why this was happening.
I like it because then I can feel confident in my decisions of, okay, if I'm doing this for like the greater literary merit, I genuinely don't need all these additions. I love them, but it's possible, like, it's not like we're sacrificing them to be swallowed and there's never an existing copy.
Yeah.
It's
just that you can't own one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I can live with that after crying for a couple of weeks, months, years on it.
Something like that.
Yeah. Next question.
Amy says your favorite sci-fi book?
Shit, I really don't read. Cry's War.
This is How You Lose the Time War.
Oh yeah, that is a good book. I love Cryers. That would probably be. Oh no,
Becky
no,
Chambers.
Yeah, Becky Chambers. A Long Way to the Small Angry Planet. Ah, so good.
Lots of good sci-fi.
It's a good sci-fi.
I forget that I like sci-fi. Like, I have sci-fi. I don't think of myself as a sci-fi reader because I really don't. Animorphs skewed my data. I'm mad at it. What's yours?
Oh God. Sorry, I just like came to the realization how fucked my stats are now that I've been reading so many Ice Planet Barbarians. I hadn't thought about that before this point. Yeah. Fuck, my stats are useless now.
Just do what I did and make 2 copies of your stats, one with the planet and one without.
Yep.
It's the only way to feel confident in life. I'm glad we could share this moment of concern.
Yep.
You're having an existential crisis, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
Deep breath. It's okay. You can make 2 copies. There are solutions.
Yes.
To the pain.
It's fine. It's fine. It's we're all good.
Everyone's fine. Everything's fine.
Ash, what's your favorite sci-fi book?
I'm now realizing I haven't read as much sci-fi as I thought.
Oh yeah.
Like, I quite enjoyed Skyward,
Mm.
but I haven't finished the rest of the series, so I
Mm,
don't know
neither.
if it gets any better or worse. It's probably my favorite out of what I can remember reading.
Clara?
Well, it's very loosely sci-fi. It's still sci-fi, I guess.
Yeah, it's like literary sci-fi.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd probably go Skyward if we're doing
Okay. Yeah.
proper
Mhm.
sci-fi.
I refuse to draw the distinction between like literary and genre sci-fi.
That's fair.
It's just the sci-fi I like and the sci-fi I don't like. And like
Yeah.
it's just those categories and I don't care about the
The in between bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tracy says that I'm a sci-fi smart reader now. So
That's it. That's your
true.
start.
they're in my spreadsheet as like speculative romance. Because I classify like I have like nonfiction, realistic fiction, speculative, poetry, miscellaneous, and then I have like breakdown into like genres, and so like I put it as like speculative romance, and so now it looks like I just like fucking love romance. Way more romance than maybe I've read in the past like 6 years combined.
Love that for you.
Yeah.
I like smut.
Oh, every time I think that I might be done with the Ice Planet Barbarians for a while, they like give me like a little more nugget of the like world building stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. Tell me more. And she's like, no, there's gonna be some more fucking scenes before I tell you anything else about this interesting world.
Yo.
I'm like,
What number are you up to?
great question. Barbarian's Choice, which is 11.
So you're almost there.
I'm over the halfway point.
There's 19.
There's 19?
19?
Yep.
Yeah.
And not counting the novellas and stuff, because obviously I'm not going to read those because they're basically just all about like the fucking like babies and honeymoons and stuff, and I don't care.
That's fair.
All of the baby making is like my least favorite part of it. I'm not a fated mates person. It's weird to me. Particularly like as a queer polyamorous person, I don't understand this fated mates shit.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, they all just want to like mate to one like the one person they're meant to mate to and make babies, and that's life.
What are
okay,
you,
no,
penguin?
I don't want it. I don't want it.
Heteronormative couples.
I feel like I've heard from someone that like there is some like queerness like way later on in the series maybe, but like it's very hetero so far. No implication of any kind of queerness.
Okay. I really have no desire to pick these books up.
They're very readable.
That's great. I have animorphs to kill myself.
Yeah.
over.
Well, this is like fitting like I had like the empty space of like once I finished rereading all the Sookie Stackhouse ones, I just need the like I need the trash con to like
You stumbled into it hard.
yeah. At this point, it's also just like it's kind of impressive how quickly I'm reading them, so that can be like something that feels like an achievement. So
yeah, I get that.
What?
Was there more questions, or did we?
If we hit the limit.
I think we got them all.
Having an existential crisis over spreadsheets and
No, I have asked all of the ones that were on the community post,
Awesome.
and I also I'm pretty sure I got any that were asked as
Yeah.
we went. I just prioritized getting the ones that were coming up in the chat.
Yeah, I can see it.
So I apologize to anyone if I missed your question, because I can't highlight them. I lost track a little bit of where I was, but I'm pretty sure I got.
I think you're on it.
I think you've done well.
Okay.
Do you?
Erin, what
Yeah.
3 books do you have to unhold that are your most anticipated reads?
Well, I already said 2 of them.
Yeah, you did. What's your last one?
Oh, it's hard. It's hard to narrow it down because I do have just a lot of books that I've pre-ordered just hanging around that I haven't read yet.
What about the one with Flora on the cover?
Yeah, I was about to say Our Share of Night by Mariana Enriquez. That chonka, that beautiful chonka. It's gonna kill me.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this would probably be.
It would hurt.
So yeah, they're all ones from authors that I've read from and loved. Authors that I would I think I would put all 3 of these authors on my favorite authors. So yeah, these feel like the 3 that I'd have to unhaul. Fortunately, I don't have to. So that's good.
You don't keep failing your TBR game.
Don't even have a TBR game. I mean, I have 2 half-written TBR games. I love to start and not finish things, so.
I'm excited to film my TBR tomorrow. Yeah. I'll have to set up Cluedo tonight.
Oh, fun.
And I have to get together the names to announce the winner of the giveaway.
Oh, yeah.
My book haul revisited. Yeah. Okay. Well, do we want to wrap it here? My body is feeling a lot better than it was an hour ago.
Dinner.
Yeah.
Do we just want to do soup? Oh, it's too hot for soup.
It's too hot for soup.
Do you want
How much chicken is left over?
a decent amount?
Amy asks, Paige, are you doing Roll of Reads?
Oh, shit. Yeah, I am.
Of course she's signing herself up to something that will make her TBR 8 books longer.
The only reason I'm saying oh shit is because I haven't printed out the fucking cards for this round. That's my only concern. I'm sure it will be fine. I just have to do that.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning because I need to get the washing on and I want to film all before my live show. But yes, I will be. I'm just going to incorporate it the same way I did last year of instead of using my prompts, I will use the Roll of Reads prompts, but still just play Cluedo.
Yeah.
Although last year I did do the extras were Cluedo, were Roll of Reads prompts. I might keep it as mood reads, and then if I'm feeling fancy throughout the month, I can roll and pick it that way.
Yeah.
But,
I obviously have to do Roll of Reads because my first booktube video was my Roll of Reads TBR last year. So
woo-hoo!
I guess I need to do it again.
Are you going to do another TBR?
Yes, I'm going to do another TBR.
Okay. I'm excited. You know I love your videos.
Maybe I'll edit the video that I've been editing for weeks that isn't a TBR before then, but who knows?
Yeah, it'll be right.
I
finally edited my week 1 vlog, which went up this morning. And I'm like, yep, it's not the 16th of February when the first week of February is going up, that's fine.
Well, it's fine.
I'll put week 2 up sooner because I can actually edit it on Sunday.
Yeah.
I need to finish my fucking book. I haven't finished my TBR.
Oops. Well, get ready to unhaul some of your most anticipated reads.
Oh dear. Oh dear. That's fine. Usually if I'm at least halfway through, even with Ship of Destiny, because I was a quarter of the way through an 800, 600, whatever, how many page book, I was like, yep, I'm counting this. And then it took me the rest of the month to read the rest of it.
Mm.
But I'm halfway through like my second book, so it's read.
You really don't have that much to go.
No, I have an hour and a half.
And you have 11 days.
Technically, I only have until Wednesday because then I'm changing up my shelves for my last week. 1 week, 1 shelf
All right.
challenge.
Well, you better finish it.
I also got to be careful because the books I pick for my TBR can't be the ones I then pick. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just
Leave them off the shelf.
welcome to the life of BookTube and figuring out life. I use chaos.
Life.
Thank you. Oi! Rude! That wasn't very nice. You was getting tickled, kind sir.
See what I have to deal with?
Yeah, I have to put up with these puns. Anyway,
I've been very good.
you have been. I'm very impressed. All right, we might sign off for the night. Thank you, everyone, for joining. And my next video will go up on Tuesday, which will be my upcoming buddy reads, I think. And then on Friday, it will be my TBR. So thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you for all the interesting, painful questions and for dealing with the fact that my body is broken. Bye!
Bye.
I can't control your mouse. Ah!